Plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. Yeah. We in captivity, we done lost our history. Disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets. Walking in darkness and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures. Murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now, put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle. Showing fruits of the spirit, we don't gather figs of thistles.
That's the dog, you know, so just like you were saying, like the dog.
Hey, my name is Amani Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is Always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started. Less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711, And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright. Okay? Listen, the workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner. Okay? Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop. Okay? So, let me meet you on the money-making side of travel where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Chef D-Nail. Over here at Guess Who's Cooking. Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And, of course, we got the world-famous turkey tips, all right? We also got, on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link, 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday, all right? And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2, all right? You can hit the www.guesswho'scooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking. And, of course, on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down. Get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and be a light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't tap my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find. Tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
This the book of Job, chapter 11 and 14. If iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles.
I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. The mother nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murdered. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mercy. We lit like frankincense. Yeah, we them ancient men. We lit like 7 candlesticks. Confess my faults, no secret sin. They on the outside looking in, peeping in, peeking in. They thinking about sneaking in, but we perceive thoughts. And obey what we been taught. Okay, my riches stored in heaven. I don't lock it in a vault. Standing on my father's business. Yeah, I walk it how I talk. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, I done fought and knocked them out. With my sword, about to cut their heads off. They put up Planned Parenthood, but couldn't cut the eggs off. So we scramble up their brains while they drunk off eggnog. Babylon was Big Wolf, now it's just a dead dog. America, the mother of harlots. The saints gon' take the kingdom, that's gon' happen regardless. Yeah, how was Shy coming, garment like red carpet? Brought this truth to their ear, but they still didn't hearken. I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. The mother nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murdered. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mercy.
No dead of these striving for the paradise. Can't turn my father's house into a house of merchandise. Can't be a leader, your heart not circumcised. Wanna be on demon town till I cast them out. When I exercise, the Bible get weaponized. It's my sword, it'll leave a heathen paralyzed. Holy Spirit get energized, prophecy visualized. Witchcraft get minimized through the vaccine they synthesize. Wanna see my people victimized. Tell the Allah how you come through and terrorize. Yasha Allah rise. My soul on fire, I see it in my eyes. Babylon, straight out the rotten apple. Grab Esau by his heel and his Adam's apple. Cast every single demon out the tabernacle. Yahweh shall return, leave them all trampled.
I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. Them other nations in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murdered. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with murder.
Khan, all praises. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Yahawada of HOY/Boston, Massachusetts. And another beautiful time again. Another beautiful time for edification. Beautiful time for the children of Israel, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. That is a definitely beautiful time to wake up in these last days, knowing your heritage, knowing who you are in these last days, and knowing who our true Heavenly Father is, who our big brother, our Mashiach, who he really is. And it's time to come back to the path. You know, our people are destroyed, you understand, through the disobedience of breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And this is why when you look at things today that are going on the earth with our people, you know, we're in the lowest of poverty, we're in the lowest of everything, you understand? And, you know, most importantly, you know, our heritage stripped away from us, you know, that also contains with our history as well. And this is why we don't know too much of our history. And at the same time that a lot of us are destroyed from that knowledge of knowing their history. You understand, you have Trump that's in office that is, you know, turning around, and he's now closing down museums based on our history. You understand, you know, you look at the Edomite people today that are ruling, that are in your government system, you know, printing your dollar, doing this, doing that. You understand, these people are, you know, trying the best that they can to hide, you understand, our history away from us. You know, this is why, like I said, Trump is in office, and, you know, he's trying to close down museums based off of the history that puts an exposure on them for what they have done to our people in the past that contains that history. And at the same time, you know, you have, quote, so-called Black History Month, you understand, which should really be Israelite Month. And it really shouldn't be a month at all. Once we understand what our heritage is, which is the Bible, you understand the basic instructions before leaving Earth, you know, we would truly not have to worry about these people trying to just show us pieces and pieces of history, you know, but don't want to show too much because, you know, Esau's biggest thing is us waking up in these last days, but he has no control over that. You know, he could try to hide as much as he wants to, but, you know, the revealing is going to come to light. You know, whatever you do in the dark, trust me, the Most High is going to make sure that it comes to light. And that's also part of the instruments that the Lord is using, you know, of these nations as well, you know, to keep containing, to keep us in sin, keep us from being corrected of coming back to the Most High, keeping our correction of following the laws, the statutes, and commandments, leaving the ways of this world alone, not trusting in man, trusting in the Most High. And, you know, these are the best times right now to know that you're an Israelite, knowing your heritage, knowing your archaeology, your nationality, your pure language, your homeland you come from, your Heavenly Father, your traditions and laws, and also your history. You understand? There's no history on the earth that can ever match up to the level of history that is contained on the children of Israel. You understand? That goes back to our forefathers, that goes up to our forefathers, that go all the way up to Adam. You understand? These are times, this is part of the history. You understand? All the inventions and everything they take away from us, you know, that they hide and try to put it in their own terms, that, you know, they're the people who has done this, when really, in all reality, you understand, the more that our people will wake up and understand and take a time to observe, to step back and open up the Bible, open up books that connect with the Bible, that also helps to understand what history is. You understand? So-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, you don't know how beautiful your history is. You understand? But, you know, what so-called white man doesn't want to sit up here and show you today, of just giving you little tabs and little crumbs and pieces here. Well, tonight we're going to give you the whole meal. We're going to give you the whole appetizer, the whole meal. We're even going to give you the dessert and the doggy bag that you full on to take home. You understand? So we're going to start off, Mighty King, my beautiful brother Gabar Ash, man. You could start off with Luke 12:2 for me, please. Baba Kushar.
Gone. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known.
So now for nothing, man, we're in a time now where the Lord is uncovering a lot of things, man, based of what attaches to our history. You know, nothing in these last days are being, you know, they're being uncovered now. And the Lord is using his chosen children. He's using his chosen seed line, his chosen bloodline. You understand? The people who he has put above all people on the face of the earth. The person that of the nation that he has put above all 17 other nations out of the 18 nations that he has created to put on the earth. And we're one of those 18, but we're the number one out of that 18 that the Lord has put for us to sit up here and show that we're his chosen. So a lot of things of history over 450 years, 500 years, you understand, we've been lied to. That so-called white man has invented the light bulb, has invented the stop sign. You understand? You had this annoying orange, Trump himself, in office, telling us that, you know, we invented everything. You understand? We invented the light bulb. We invented this. We invented that. You understand? But the man has no proof of showing. You understand? No proof at all. Not a crumb of proof of showing of so-called white man inventing the light bulb, inventing the fuse to light up the light bulb. You understand? You understand? The so-called black man is the true inventor to the light bulb. You understand? And the only thing that so-called white man has been the inventor close to that is giving you a light bill. That's right. Basically it, man. You understand? So-called black man made the damn stop sign, and all the so-called white man has given you and has invented, contained to the inventor of that brother who invented the stop sign, he only invented a traffic ticket. That's right. That's all these people invent at the end of the day. You know, rob, steal it, and then put patents on it. You understand? Put it down in paper that they're the people that has done that. But your paper is nothing to the eyes of the Most High. Right. You understand? So a lot of things are being revealed in these last days. A lot of things are being, you know, is being woken up. Everything that you have swept under the rug that contains to the nation of Israel, guess what? The men who the Lord is raising up in that nation of Israel today, that is out on the highways and byways, that are out here in the streets, putting themselves on the line, getting, you know, leaving away from their families to come out here and fish, to bring our people back to the marriage, bring our people back to the customs of what the Lord has given them. You understand? Repentance, the covenants, the givings of the law, the adoption, the glory. You understand? A lot of our people don't understand what the hell they're missing in these last days. So, you know, the Lord is waking us up in these last days that are out on the highways and byways, edifying our people on these classes. You understand? Making classes. You understand? Doing all type of things to edify our people. We're lifting up that rug to show you everything that these people in power has swept up of our history. You understand? A lot of our people think that our history just attains back to slavery, that it just ends with Dr. Martin Luther King. It just ends with Malcolm X. You understand? And that's it. No, there's a lot more behind that. You understand? A lot more than what we can possibly imagine. You understand? King, let me get real quick.
Got a precept. I got a precept for you.
Let me get Lamentations 4:17, King Baba Kushal. You understand?
You
this
can
is
hear
a
me?
time that we need to, we need to understand that, without us on this earth, man, the so-called white nation, which are known today in the Bible, the biblical name of the Edomites and all these other nations, you understand, everything will crumble right under their feet. You understand? Because not for nothing, even with us in poverty, even with us of the Most High putting us at a lower state, guess what? We are still on top. You understand? And why are we still on top, even though we're in poverty? We're going through trials and tribulations. We're going through all this massive, we're going through the affliction and everything. You understand? We're still on top because we're the Most High's people. You understand? And the more that our people will understand that these other nations are on top because of our correction, things will be a lot better if our people will wake up and understand that. You understand? So this is a time where, it is getting serious. And it just shows how these people, man, really hate us to the fullest, man. You understand? And really hate you because you're God's chosen, man. Trust me, a lot of these nations know who you are, especially so-called white men. You understand? So-called white nation. They know you better, you understand, than what a lot of us know ourselves. They know your true history. You understand? That's why they chop it up and give it to you piece by piece. You understand? And most of the time, they'll just give you but so much and then sit up here and put it away. You understand? Look how many brothers that, has made inventions in the past based on making cars run on just water, that you don't have to buy fuel. You understand? You have brothers that were sitting up here and they were giving medicine based on of just certain fruits. You understand? Certain things that you eat that still attain back to the dietary law that the Lord has given to us. You understand? A lot of these people, man, who has invented things to sit up here and, help our people out. What does Esau do? What does the so-called white man do, man? You understand? These people now vanish off the earth. These people are now missing, and we know what's going on. We know what's going on to the fullest. We know that a lot of these people, man, the brother that, did the invention on making the car, run on water, we know that brother was assassinated. You understand? We know people like Dr. Sebi was assassinated. You understand? Of helping our people heal themselves, get rid of mucus off of certain herbs and spices and whatnot, fruits and whatnot. You understand? And what that's doing at the end of the day, that's chopping down, that's boxing the FDA. You understand? That's boxing these companies that are making billions and trillions of dollars, you understand, to keep us in control. And at the same time, keeping us in control, they're killing us off through their medicine, through the pharmaceutical companies, through the food, you understand, through the medicine, through basically anything that can put us in the dirt. So these are things that, are accustomed that a lot of our people don't sit up here and look at. You understand? You could bring that out for me, King Baba Kushal.
Khan, you can hear me? Shalom, King, you can hear me?
I can hear you just a little bit, King, from my phone.
I don't know.
I can hear you a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like you can't hear me, as I know. What I sound low?
Okay, King, I can hear you.
Shalom, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with this thing?
God, you could bring that
Shalom.
out, King.
Shalom, Yahweh, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, King.
Con, okay, cool. All right, this is the book of Lamentations 4 and 17. Con. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
So there you go. There you go, man. We keep wanting to hold on. We want to keep holding on to a people that can't save us from nothing. You understand? Hiding our history away from us, killing us off with all these laboratorial foods that they're creating. You understand? Off of God knows what. Only the Most High knows. But a lot of our people, man, we don't know, man. We don't really know what's going on. You understand? So, you know, it's sad in these last days for our people that, you know, truly are afraid of not knowing, you know, what their full history is about. You understand? So tonight's class is basically on the inventors. You understand? Because when you look at the children of Israel, we have invented everything. You understand? We invented everything. That they sit up here and they hide and, you know, they whitewash everything. And we know that goes back to the Renaissance times when that was showing that so-called white man was going into power. You understand? So him now being in power, you know, he think he's the God on the earth. You know, he think that he's the Most High. You understand? So what is he doing in these days? He's not keeping everything the same of how the Most High has put it in Dane for us to do. He is now sitting here and whitewashing everything. You understand? That's why, you know, is bits and pieces that we know. You understand? All praises to the Most High that, you know, we have beautiful brothers that sit up here and now, you know, make these books, you know, that contains on our history, that matches through the prophecy and everything that's going on in the Bible. You understand? And this is the real thing, man. Like a lot of our people today, man, don't know that, you know, this nation of these people, you know, is not going to save us. What is Trump going to save you from if Trump doesn't even want to keep the museums open that contains history towards us? Because it really shows the exposure of what these people have done that is contained, that is based in our history. And it's time for our people to sit up here and really see that. You understand? So yes, man, we, you know, and this vain point right now, man, we are lost dealing with these type of people. You understand? Dealing with these people at all, man. And you know, for those that just want to sit up here, man, and just think that, you know, your history is nothing, man, and just want to attain with America, that's what, man, you're going to be destroyed in these days, man. You're going to be destroyed in these last days. If not these last days, you're definitely going to be destroyed in the day of the Most High's judgment. You understand? In the day of the wrath of our Hamashiach, our brother, Yahweh Shai returns, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You understand? You can give me, King, you can give me Matthew chapter 5 and verse 13. Baba Kushar.
God. God, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse number 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing.
That's plain upon tables. You understand? We are that salt that the Most High is talking about. You understand? We are that salt. You understand? Without us, without the salt, and we're that salt. What does salt sit up here and provide? Provides flavor. You understand? We are the flavor that is on the earth today. You understand? All your favorite spices that you put in your food and whatnot, we're that spice right there. You understand? And we're the ones that flavor everything on this earth. You understand? We flavor it so much that these people do everything in power to sit up here and try to take that flavor away from us. You understand? Trying to put that our flavor being put on them, and then they instruct it through laws. You understand? And they do all type of madness in these last days. You understand? Assassinating our people, man. That's just that's just putting their invention out to make it a little bit easier for people. And truth be told, making it easier for us. But that's the problem on this earth, man. Esau will never make it easy on us, man. That's why the Lord says, man, this is not your rest. This is not your rest at the end of the day. You understand? This is not your rest. You understand? And this is why, this is another thing of why our history, you understand, is very important. You understand? We don't learn none of this in, when we went to school, when we went to junior high school, high school. You understand? Even for our people that are in college today, you understand? You're understanding the ethics of white supremacy. You understand? You're understanding the history of people that they try to put disguise in such a good way. But meanwhile, these people were vicious. They were vicious, wild ass people, man. You understand? Rape, rob, and murderers, extortioners. You understand? Killers that are the killers of the earth today. You understand? So we're that salt that provides that flavor. You understand? And we put the flavor in everything, man. Everything that so-called white man puts out, we sit up here, man, and we dominate. You understand? We dominate hockey. We dominate golf. We dominate tennis. We dominate all their sports. You understand? We dominate their food, our music. You understand? We dominate all of that. All of that. You understand? And these people can't stand to see that we're giving that blessing, man. You understand that we're giving that blessing. So, like I said before, if we were off the earth, if we were not here no more, these people, man, they'll be finished. You understand? So that's what's keeping the world, you understand, of continuing today. You understand? That salt. You understand? The rest of these nations are just like a dish, a plate of food that has no flavor in it. That's just bland. You understand? Like how that Edomite Gordon Ramsay, how he has a show where he goes to different restaurants and he sits up here and tries the people food and be like, damn, that's bland. Oh, that's hideous. You understand? These other nations are bland. They're hideous, contained to the true flavor of the children of Israel. You understand? With like they say, you save the best for last. The Most High has saved us, you understand, and has put us in his best form. That's why we're the best at everything. That's why we're so great at everything. You understand? Even when America tries to just utilize you of just thinking that you're niggers, just thinking that you can just be a sports figure, just a movie star, just a rapper, just an entertainer. No, your history goes way, way beyond that. You understand? They tell you skies is the limit. The Lord told us, man, we got the universe and back. You understand? So it's time to wake up, Israel. It's time to wake up in these last days and know, to you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how beautiful and precious that you truly are, man. You understand? A lot of our brothers and sisters out here that are in the streets, that are in the ghettos, man, you understand? You are the most precious and most special people on the earth, man. You understand? Even when you feel you're in your lowest estate, guess what, man? You're still the Most High's chosen. And like I said before, even with us at the bottom right now of where we're at, we're only at the bottom because of our correction, our disobedience towards the Most High and breaking his laws. You understand? For a lot of us that got children, you understand, you might hate your children going off on certain things that they sit up here and do, and they just don't know how to, they just don't know how to get away from that and be a better person. You understand? A lot of us, we get angry at our children. We put our children on punishment. You understand? We get mad at them. We might put hands on them. You understand? But the one most important thing of all, we don't never stop loving our children. So that goes the same thing for the Most High. You understand? Yes, the Most High has us in punishment right now. The Most High is using the other nations as a whooping tool, you know what I'm saying, to whip the behinds of the children of Israel for breaking the laws and the commandments. You understand? All the accessories that your parents give to you, you understand? They start taking that away from you. You understand? What was our accessories? You understand? We were the rulers of the earth. We were the head at one point in time. You understand? And now the Lord has twisted that around and made us the tail. You understand? All because of correction. You understand? Real quick, King, you can give me Psalms 119 and 19, King Baba Kushar.
God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse number 19. Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse number 19. I am a stranger in the earth.
What did the Lord say?
I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy commandments from me.
God. And that's the truth, man. We are like right now, we are like strangers in the earth right now. You understand? We are like strangers in the earth, man, for all type of things that has been stripped away from us. You understand? And, you know, having our nationality taken away from us, you understand? This is what also, you know, comes with your nationality, and that's your history. You understand? Your history, man, of, you know, who your people were. How were you as a nation at one point in time? You understand? How our people, man, were really, you know, rulers, kings and queens and priests on the earth. You understand? A lot of our people, man, you know, and it's very understandable, you understand, from us breaking the laws, the Lord has knocked a lot of our people from knowing the wisdom and knowledge. You understand? From getting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's why we destroyed the way we are today. You understand? Not knowing that our people, of the reason of almost everything that you basically see that's on the earth today, you understand, comes from the root of us. It comes strictly from the root of us. You understand? So, you know, these are things that, not for nothing, we have to wake up in these last days, and we have to sit up here and, yo, our history is very important. If you don't know where you've been, how do you know where you're going? You understand? How do you know where you're going if you don't even know where you've been at? You understand? And the more that our people will understand how far their history reaches, our history reaches, you understand, hey, man, it'll be a little bit more faster of pepping up the step to getting the hell out of here.
That's
you understand? Right. Our people understanding their nationality, understanding their inheritance, understanding their prophecy, understanding the history that comes along with that and whatnot. The more that our people would know, hell, man, the 144,000 to be sealed. You understand? Would be sealed by now if a lot of our people will wake up. You understand? And the history that goes all the way back to the ancient times, guess what? That's still from generations of our people. So that still connects with us. That's still a part of us right there. Even today in 2026, you understand, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you understand, that don't know, guess what? Your history goes all the way back to the ancient times, man. You understand? Truly goes back. Real quick, King, when you get a chance, let me get Malachi chapter 1 and 4, King. All praises, Bobby. All praises, King. Gabar Ash, always mighty on the reading, man. All the time, King.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. The book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse number 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we still return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord,
There you go.
the Most
You understand?
High, have
When you look at everything that's
indignation.
being built, you understand? Who built basically everything in the time when our people were put into captivity? You understand? When you had the blacks that were brought over here, so-called blacks, when the tribe of Judah was brought over here to build up the desolate places that are over here today. You understand? When the Native Americans, when the northern kingdom of our people were building up Spain, you understand? Building up parts of Europe, you understand? Building basically everything. That's the salt of us right there. You understand? We helped build up these people's places, man. You understand? And I mean, when you look at the inventions and everything that we sit up here and that we actually did, you understand? Think about the inventions that goes all the way back to Noah's Ark, man. You understand? You know, Noah was an inventor as well that the Most High gave to him. You understand? When he was commanded to build the ark. You understand? The Lord sat up here and gave him the instructions, but the Lord didn't say that I command you, and I'm gonna give you a group of men to sit up here and build the ark. He said that strictly only to Noah. You understand? Like Noah built that ark by himself. You understand? So that's a major big thing with invention right there when it comes down to Noah. And just imagine the mindset of our forefather, man. Imagine the mindset, man, of him just doing this and just putting this together, putting that together. You understand? And it's not like today when you got construction companies that, you know, they got their big flat table and, you know, they got out all the blueprints, you know, they got everything printed out. Everything is all teched of how they're going to do this, how they're going to install this, how they're going to build this up, how it's going to look at the end. Like Noah didn't have that. Noah didn't have that at all. You understand? That was just off of the basic mind and spirit and blessings that the Lord gave him to sit there and do that. You understand? So that goes, our inventions go even back to the time of Noah, man. You understand? And who was Noah? Noah was a so-called black man. You understand? You can't sit up here and try to, you know, Esau can't sit up here and try to whitewash and say some damn white man, so-called white man, sat up here and built Noah and built the ark. You understand? No, that was a so-called black man who built the ark, man. You understand? And for as big as the ark was, for a man by himself to sit up there and do that, you understand? That is saltness right there, man. That shows you the beautiful blessings of the salt. You understand, of the flavor that Noah had, that the Most High gave to him, man. To sit up here and make that, man, to put all the animals and everything up on it. You understand? So yes, man, we are very important, man. We are very important people. We're not just niggas. We're not just spicks and wetbacks. You know, we're not all these byword names that were given to us, man. You understand? We're not just, like I said, we're not just people of just ethic and sports figures and just being damn, you know, entertainer. You understand? No, man, we have very important, you know, our history is very important. So not for nothing, I've said this plenty of times. If your history, if I'm a person of a different race, a different nation, a different inheritance, and I'm doing everything to hide your history away from you, something has to tell you that there has to be something great about you. There has to be something beautiful about you for me to spend millions and billions of, well, it used to be millions, now it's billions and trillions of dollars. You understand? Like I'm putting the damn country in debt. You understand? just to sit up here, man, and hide the history that attains and connects to the children of Israel. So for me to do that, man, something has to be great about you. And for Esau to do that, man, yes, man, that is being done. Our history is not being told the way it is. Our history is not given to us when we were young children. Our history is not given to our young children today. The only children today of our people that is getting the history is to the blessings of their father and their mothers, man, that are sitting up here in the spirit, in the laws and the commandments, to sit up here, man, and give their children the history today. So even when they do walk out the doors and they go to these schools, you understand, they're gonna see the breakdown, and they're gonna see who's lying, and they're gonna see who's telling the truth. You understand? They're gonna sit up here again, they still gonna go through the ethics of white supremacy, but in the back of that young brother's mind, in the back of that young sister's mind, yeah, she might be going to public school. She's in 5th grade, he's in 6th grade right now. You understand? They're probably learning about Abraham Lincoln and all that and George Washington. But the real thing behind it is that in the back of their mind, they know that they're Israelites. They know what their real nationality is. They know who the real inventors are. They know who the true people are of the earth. You understand? They know what the lies are and what the truth is. And that's playing upon tables right there. Message. That's playing upon tables. So yes, man, history helps with a lot. You understand? And the more that our people will understand their history, man, the more that our people can be inspired of coming back to the laws and the commandments, man. Because these laws and commandments also contain on history, man. The prophecy of the Bible, which is the inheritance of the children of Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, you understand? History is all in and out of the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? It's not only the laws and the commandments, you understand? But even the history of what we were doing. You understand? They even sit up here and utilize and whitewash history in these movies. You understand? Trying to blind our people off. You understand? That's how beautiful and blessing that you are. That's how much flavor, like salt, that we are. That's why the Lord said you are the salt of the earth, man. You are the salt of the earth, because nobody on this earth provides flavor like the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. You understand? So when you look at the desolated places, you look at the White House, you understand? You look at all these parks, you look at everything that's set up. You understand? Chinese men didn't make the damn wall on the Great Wall of China. You understand? That was our people that did that. They didn't do none of that, my man. They didn't sit up here, man, and make America the way it looks today in Canada. We did that. We did that at the end of the day. We blessed it so well for them that they said, you know what, man, we got to call this the White House at the end of the day.
That's right.
We got to call this the White House. You understand? Just throwing it in the face. But meanwhile, when we go to the 4th of July rebuke, everything how you see put up, everything that's laid out to the Capitol, to that damn White House, to that Washington Monument, you understand? That's all of us. That's all of us right there. We the ones that made that place look, make these places look the way they are. You understand? The construction companies and everything that you see today, man, yes, you got construction companies, but that is only awoken through the root of our people, man. We the original instructors. We the original, I mean, Salakia, we the original constructions, man. Because we're the ones that construct everything, man. The only thing is that you have the enemy that sits up here and hides our faces, man, and hide our hard work away from us. You understand? And they do everything in power to just keep you in that low state of just being a nigga. That's all you're supposed to be. You understand? Because in their mindset, in their eyes, you're still property, man. You're only property. That's it. You're a slave. That's basically it. You're a slave. So this is why a lot of our history is not well known the way it is today. You understand? And we're gonna get to some of these these inventors to a lot of things that, not for nothing, is still being used on the earth today. You understand? There's a lot of things. You understand? There's a lot of instruments and everything. And I'm not talking musical instruments. I'm talking instruments that goes apart with our daily lives at the end of the day. You understand? And we still use these things. We still use these things. Some of these things are put into businesses, and we still go and put our money, you know, to pay towards these businesses for people that, you know, to help us with our daily lives. You understand? And that's through the inventions, like I said, that's still on the earth today, that in 2026, not only our people, but the other nations are still using as well. You understand? So we're going to get into it at the end of the day. Baba Kushal, you could throw up some of those pictures now of the inventors at the end of the day if you get a chance, Baba Kushal. God. So we're going to start off with this beautiful brother right here. You understand? Now, this brother right here, this brother's name right here, this brother's name is George Washington Carver. You understand? Now, this brother here, George Washington Carver, from 1861 to 1943. You understand? This brother here was the inventor. You understand? He was the inventor for agriculture, chemists, and nutrition for farm families. You understand? Discovered 105 food recipes using peanuts, soybean, and sweet potatoes. So this man made spices, 105 spices, just off of sweet potatoes, soybeans, and peanuts. You understand? And this is what they don't put in. This is what they don't put in none of these public schools. You understand? They don't sit up here and show our young children, man, these things right here, all the way up to college. You understand? Why is this put under the rug? Why is this swept out? Why do the children of Israel, 2/3 of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, don't know nothing about this brother? You understand? And this brother was on the earth at one point in time. This brother was truly on earth at one point in time. You understand? But this is what the brother invented. You understand? Natural spices, 105 natural spices that he was just using 3 different type of things, man. Peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. That's all that he was using. You understand? You can go to the next one, Baba Kushal. Now, the next one here, another beautiful brother. The brother's name is Percy LeVon Julian. From 1899 to 1975, he was a chemist. You understand? A research chemist, first to invent and develop natural drugs from plants. You understand? The brother was making natural drugs, you understand, out of plants. Not none of these goddamn pharmaceuticals that you had Al Sharpton at one point in time that didn't want to sit up here and let the people know about what this damn virus was doing to our people, because the pharmaceuticals was paying this man. You understand? They were paying this man for him to stay quiet, of letting our people know not to take this damn virus. You understand? And all these viruses, these medicines, everything today, nothing is made natural. Everything is in these laboratories. They're putting crappy counsel on the medicine. You understand? That's why you got your family that's dealing with diabetes, dealing with high blood pressure. You're dealing with cancer. You're dealing with AIDS. You're dealing with all type of symptoms. You understand? And they have the cure for it, but they just don't never want to let us know about that. You understand? And today, when you look at these pharmaceuticals and everything, all they're doing today is giving our people a slow death, man. You understand? Giving our people a slow death. You understand? We're just basically a damn experiment. We're just a damn guinea pig in a lab rat that these people are using of their wicked medicine, witchcraft. Because that's basically what it is. You understand? Witchcraft that is not doing no type of healing to our people. The best thing that the medicine today does to our people, man, is give you 20 to goddamn 30 different side effects. You understand? You have pains in your shoulder. You take a medicine that is detained to help heal and take away the pain in the shoulder, but now your left knee is hurting now. You're going to take medicine for that. Now your right foot is hurting. You understand? So it's like everything that you sit up here and take is just bit by bit chopping you down of your health. You understand? And I know brothers and sisters and the truth right now, you understand? We got families right now, man. You understand? All of us here, man, we have families, you understand, that one of our relatives are dealing with one of these so-called white man people's goddamn symptoms, man. Wicked symptoms. Diabetes. You understand? Cancer, high blood pressure, gout. You understand? You name it. You understand? We got families and relatives in our families, whether it's our mothers and fathers, whether it's your cousin, whether it's your aunt, your niece, your nephew, whether it's your uncle at the end of the day, your grandmother, your grandfather, if most high will, they still on the earth. You understand? Just dealing with different symptoms, man, but it never gets to the root of the cause to sit up here and now keep you here, because what they want to do is keep you coming back, because that's what's installing this $1 trillion goddamn fortune of theirs and this enterprise of theirs to keep on going, and at the same time is here to depopulate our people, because we're that salt of the earth, we're the sand of the sea. You understand? Can a person sit up here and count how many grains of sand is in the desert? You understand? That's impossible right there. But that's what the Lord requires to us. We're like the grains of sand in the desert that can't be measured nor numbered. And that's why we're told today that we're the minority when really we're the majority. It's more of us on the earth than any other nation combined together. You understand? We're the original sands of the sea. We're that salt, we're that sand. You understand? And like I said, man, as long as Esau schools remain, as long as you got Trump that's in office, we never gonna learn nothing about this. We never gonna see nothing about this. You understand? It took me to damn near what, 47, 48 years old to sit up here and now understand, you understand, of who the inventors really are. All this time. And at one point in time, I used to think that it was them that was doing it, till I came into this truth. And now understand that, yes, man, the Lord is revealing everything that these people are covering now, man. And guess what? Guess who he's using to reveal that? He's using you, so-called black brother. He's using you, so-called Hispanic brother, Native American brother, Seminole Indian brother. You understand? He's using you now, like I said before, to lift up that rug and show everything that they have swept under the rug to hide of our history away from us. You understand? So he was an inventor, Percy Levon Julius. He was developing natural drugs from plants. First man to study chemical fusion and medical drugs from the plant. You understand? So he was using actual plants to sit up here and make drugs that were healable for our people, man. You understand? So this goes down in generations. You understand? This goes down in generations. You understand? And I wonder what happened to these brothers and sisters as well, that we're going to show who's been, who's the true inventors to everything that's going on earth today, man. You understand? And this is part of the society of what we're in today. You understand? These two brothers so far, man, has made things that's still a part of the society today that we're using. It's just now all messed up now. It's not natural of how these men had it at one point in time. You understand? Baba Kushar, you can go to the next picture for me, King. This is another beautiful brother. This brother, his name is Benjamin Banneker. Benjamin Banneker. From 1731 to 1806 and whatnot. He was a self-educated in astronomy and mathematics. Invented the wooden clock made from wood that struck on every hour at the age of 22. You understand? So at the age of 22, he invented the wooden clock. You understand? It says surveyed the territory for the construction of the national's capital, developed and became a writer in the first almanac. His almanac includes astronomical calculations, literature, medical, and title information, which is useful to fishermen. You understand? So, you know, these are things that, you know, are required that of what our people were invented. You understand? The wooden clocks, when you look at the clock today, you understand, this is the brother we need to be sitting up here thinking about it. You understand? Because this is the brother who opened the door to that. Opened the door to that and started the root of that right there. You understand? But like I said, you will not see none of this in your school system. You will not see none of this on the historical channel. You understand? And if you do, that's the Most High that's doing it. That's the Most High that's putting it on the History Channel. You understand? You understand? The words of the Most High is quick and powerful, man. The words of the Lord is quick and powerful. You understand? So the things that the Lord said is going to happen is happening now. And it's a blessing now that we know about these things. It's a blessing that we know about these things to edify brothers and sisters that really don't. You understand? This is why I say this is a beautiful time, and I'm always going to say this. I'm always going to say this. Y'all always going to hear your brother Yahweh to say this. This is the best time to know that you're a true Israelite, man. That you're God's chosen people, man. That you're the salt of the earth, you're the sand of the sea, you're the apple of the Most High's eye. You understand? And the blessings and everything that he has given to us, man. Not to nobody else. You understand? Even with us at our lowest state, the Lord said, I still have you above all people, man. And that's something we shouldn't be forgetting right there, man. You understand? True blessings at this time, man. True blessings in these last days. King, you could go to the next one for me, Mighty King Baba Kushar. Khan, this brother here, this is brother Henry Blair. Now, brother Henry Blair, from 1807 to 1860, he was an inventor. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, family. Okay, his invention here was actually like it was actually the machine that sits up here and plants the seeds into the ground, you know, to grow crops and everything. You understand? This was the invention that he sat up here and made. You understand? Salakia. So when you look at a lot of these people today, these farmers that has these machines that, you know, that lines up the dirt, you understand, that helps line up the seeds and everything to grow the crops, like how you see the acres, you know, acres of field of corn crops, all different other crops. You understand? He was the inventor to creating that. So all these massive machines that are now today instructed into machines, it all goes back to it all casts back to the root of this brother's invention right here. You understand? So whenever you're in the country or anything, and you actually happen to see one of these, you understand, in the fields, you know, planting the seeds and whatnot, at the end of the day, this is the brother who sat up here and opened up the door, who was the true root
Right.
to that. You understand?
Right.
King, you can go to the next one for me, King.
Not John Deere.
Khan. And my back, like I said, he like I was saying with Henry Blair and whatnot, he invented the corn seed. That was actually the corn seed planter. You understand? So all these farmers today that you see with these massive cornfields and all that, man, and they have the machine that helps utilize that corn to grow and be in the lines the way that they are to grow and whatnot, you have to thank Henry Blair. He was the inventor to that right there. Now, this beautiful brother right here that we have, his name is Lewis Latimer. And Lewis Latimer, from 1848 to 1928, he was an engineer and inventor. It says Lewis Latimer developed and drew the draft drawing, the draft drawing required to receive a pattern for the telephone in 1876. Received a patent in 1881 for the process of manufacturing carbons and an improved method of the products of carbon filaments using in light bulbs. You understand? So this man, he was the one who was making the fuses that lights up the light bulbs as we sit up here and speak. It says, in other words, Latimer engineered the carbon filament, and which gives and produce the light to the bulb, inventing the light bulb. So this brother here invented the light bulb. But what did they tell you today? They tell our people today that a so-called white man named Thomas Edison sat up here and invented the light bulb. You understand? Real quick, King, before you even go to the next one, give me 1 Thessalonians 5:21, King Baba Kushar. You know, this is straight madness at the end of the day, man. But we also understand how real our Heavenly Father is as well, man. Because us being not knowing of our history and knowing the requirements of these brothers and sisters that made inventions, you understand, that's also the curses and the punishment, you understand, from the Most High. So it's well understood. But now that we waking up, guess what, man? Look what the Lord is doing for us, man. The Lord is directing our paths to brothers and sisters that's in this truth. You understand? That's actually doing the walks of that's walking down that righteous path of the Most High. That's guiding themselves, that's guiding their families, that's guiding their wife and their children, man, back to the Most High as well. So at the same time, the Lord is directing our paths for us, man. You understand? Didn't the Lord tell us, man, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge? So not for nothing, man. Hey, man, we fear the Lord, and that's why we're receiving this knowledge now, man. This is why the Lord has us studying day after day. This is why the Lord has us with so many videos put up that contains through history, that goes all through history, man, all through prophecy and everything of history that has to do with the children of Israel. You understand? And for these things to now be covered, man, now it shows how beautiful and great we are, man. It truly shows how beautiful and blessed we are, man. You understand? It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a blessing for us to see these things right here. You understand? The Lord will open up your eyes, man. The Lord tells us in Proverbs 3:5, you understand? Acknowledge me and I will direct your path for you. And that's why we can sit up here and we can edify these videos for our brothers and sisters in these last days, man. You understand? For the ones that are still spiritually dead, that are still dry bones to this wicked society of this kingdom. You could go to the next. Oh, yeah, you could bring that out for me, King Baba Kushar Salaki.
Khan, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, King.
Khan, it's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good.
And that's what's good, right? That's the good thing, man. So where can the proof be shown? The Lord said, sit up here and show the proof. You understand? Sit up here and show the proof. You understand? Can you sit up here and show us, Trump? Can you show us these so-called white people who invented the light bulb? Like you sat here and stated at one point in time in office that, yeah, these people, we did everything. We did this, we did that, we invented this, we invented everything. You understand? Show the proof, man.
God.
You understand?
Precept,
Don't talk about
King.
it, be about it. You understand? We're not talking about it. We're talking about it, but our actions are speaking louder than our words, man.
God.
The actions are speaking a lot louder than their words. You understand? So when can Trump prove all things of showing that y'all the inventors, man, to what we're reading now, that I see nothing but so-called black men and women that are on here that are inventors.
Right.
You understand?
Salakia.
And we
Salakia.
understand why you want the museums closed and everything. You understand? Because it puts a big exposement onto you and your people. You understand? That goes back to your forefathers. You understand? And you're afraid that you're going to be exposed of being the original raper, the robber, the murderer, the extortioner. You understand? The game banger. You understand? That's what it's going to expose. But guess what? The Lord is going to expose it anyway. It's going to be exposed anyway. You understand? The clouds can sit up here and block the sun, but it can't stop the sun from shining. It's still going to be daytime. You understand? It's still going to be daytime. No matter how many clouds are blocking it, it's still going to be light. So it doesn't matter how much you could go to the goddamn, you can go to the damn equator in the middle of the earth of how dark it is. And guess what? The Lord is still going to put light on it. Doesn't matter, Esau, how dark you can hide this and hide that. The Lord can sit up at any given time and shine the light right on it with no hesitation, no problem. You can go to the next inventor, King Baba Kushal.
Salakia. Salakia. King, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, King. Salakia.
I don't bring out a precept for that.
Khan, King, bring that out, King.
Khan, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. So just like you was bringing out, we make these inventions, we do these inventions, and then here come the so-called white man, he take credit for it. And the whole earth believes that, that these people created these inventions and did these things. And then when we say the proof is in the pudding, and then when the history come out, they still don't believe we created it. They still don't believe us. They don't believe it. They say, y'all ain't create nothing. Y'all ain't did nothing for this earth. Y'all never did nothing.
That's right. That's
right. And they put the so-called white man up on a pedestal and say he created everything when we created everything. And the history is there. But no matter, even if they read the history, they still will not give us the credit for the inventions and for the things that we done on this earth and for this world. Like you say, we the salt of the earth, and they still won't give us the credit. Never. But the Most High is going to give us the credit. The Most High is watching, and he's going to expose these. The Most High is going to but the Most High is going to expose these wicked. Right, son. But the Most High is going to give it to us.
Give that to us. You understand?
Right.
We will never get the credit from these people, man. We will never in a million years, you understand, get the credit from these people, man. You understand? And we won't get the credit, man, because we're hated from them so much, man. You understand? We're hated from them so much, man, of being being the Most High's chosen people, man. You understand? That's
So
just the main thing right there that hurts these people to the fullest, of knowing that
Salakia.
you're the Most High's chosen child, man.
Salakia, you hear me? I don't know it seemed like it's something wrong with it seemed like it's something wrong, like you can't hear me. You can hear me?
Yeah, I like is going in and out. Like
it's kind of like, yeah, I don't understand.
And then it goes down.
Yeah, I don't know what's the deal, but when I'm reading, you can hear me clear, loud and clear.
Yeah, that's why I got to come up to the screen just a little bit to hear you and whatnot. But it's all good.
Okay,
I can still hear you though, man.
I'm gonna try, because if I want to bring out something, I'm gonna just try to alarm you, to let you know as best I can, because it seemed like you can't hear me. So yeah, just watch me on screen. You see, I'm letting you know I'm trying to bring out something.
Okay, Khan, King.
Yeah, it's some kind of delay or something going on, but go ahead, do your thing.
No problem, King. No problem. No problem, King. Tawada, King. So yes, the next picture here that we see is a beautiful sister, man. You understand? This is a sister named Lydia Newman. And Sister Lydia Newman, you understand, she's the inventor of improvements of the hairbrush. Can be taken apart for cleaning. So the sister here was the inventor to making the hairbrush. You understand? And having it used where it could be taken apart to even use for cleaning at the same time. You understand? But these are inventors that, not like I said, you will never know that our people are the ones that are inventing it. You understand? And it took for the Most High to sit up here and have these books being made, having man, which is our people today, doing these books. You understand? To sit up here and show our people. To actually show our people, man, that, these are the people that are doing this. You understand? I mean, that's a shame to sit here and have a brother or a sister that has invented things, and now, you just wipe them out completely of anybody on the earth to know that these are the people that are doing it. You understand? Like that's straight hideous, man. That's hideous, and that is truly, man, that's abominable right there, man. You understand? That is truly disrespect. And that's a spit in the face towards our people. You understand? Who are the inventors to doing these inventions and whatnot. You understand? So when you look at the comb, you look at these brushes today and whatnot, you understand? Our sisters that have they special kind of brushes, you understand? You got to thank your sister right here. Brothers that use the brush to comb their hair, brothers that use the brush to, you know what I'm saying, keep their waves up on their head looking good. You understand?
Right.
This is the sister that brought that style for us, man. You understand? To help you coordinate with your style. You understand? Coordinate with your hairdo, man. This is the sister that opened up the door to that. You understand? But no, Esau gonna say he did that. You understand? King, you can bring out the next one, King. Okay, give me one moment. Okay, Khan. This brother here, his name is Frederick McKinney Jones. Now, brother Frederick McKinney Jones, from 1873 to 1961, he invented and designed the portable air conditioning unit. Invented and designed the air conditioning unit for trucks, for carrying foods, award over 61 patents, 40 were for refrigerator equipment, portable x-ray machines. You understand? So when you look at the buses today, you look at the trains, you understand, your cars that you're driving that has air conditioning and everything in it, the air conditioning unit that you put in your windows to cool down your house, you understand? This brother basically invented that. He opened up the door to that. You understand? Your refrigerator that's keeping your foods cool, keeping your frozen foods frozen, keeping your refrigerated foods, you understand, refrigerated, cool, and to keep it fresh. You understand? This is the beautiful brother that did that right there. You understand? But Trump don't have the audacity, man, to come out and say, damn, you understand? These were the people that did that. All that man could sit here and say is that, nah, we invented everything. We did everything. You know, we invented everything. We invented, we invented the light bulb and the stop sign. We invented the traffic light. You know, we're basically inventing everything. We basically did it. You understand? But meanwhile, man, tonight's class, you understand, we showing it all. We showing it all. We have nothing to hide, especially from our people, man. Because that's why this video is being edified. That's why brothers put out these videos for a reason. That's why you have different brothers that sit up here and put out these videos for a reason. You understand? Because we have nothing to hide. Things been hidden from you since God knows how long, for over 450 years. You understand? We got no problem. We have no problem at all of not hide of trying to hide anything from our people. Not in these last days, we not. You understand? Not in these last days. And that's why we're labeled as terrorists. We're labeled as a hate group. We're labeled of anti-Semitic. We're labeled of all things, all under the sun. You understand? Because all we're doing is exposing the truth of who our people in our nation are, and exposing these other nations that sit up here and hate the nation who we're edifying and trying to bring back to the Most High.
That's right.
That's what we're truly doing, man. That's what we're truly doing.
Message.
We're not getting paid for this. We're not like these pastors and teachers and goddamn professors in college that is under a 501c3 program. You understand? If we under a 501c3 program, that's of the Most High, man. Our 501c3 program is these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Fishing to let our people know, bid them to the marriage, and along with the laws and commandments, you understand, comes your history, comes the prophecy, comes the whole entire root of your history of your nation, of your people, man. You understand? You can go to the next one on Baba Kushan. You know, these pictures have to be shown. You understand? These pictures truly have to be shown. You understand? This brother here, his name is Paul L. Downing. Paul L. Downing. Now, brother Paul L. Downing, brother Paul L. Downing was the inventor, patent for inventing the mailbox. This brother right here is the inventor of the mailbox. You understand? And we're not just talking about regular mailboxes, you know, that is on that property of that house. You understand? We're talking about the mailboxes that you see in the project buildings today. You understand? The big blue and green mailboxes that you deliver your mail when you're walking down the street. The U.S. postal mail boxes and whatnot. You understand? This is the brother who invented that mailbox. You understand? So when you look at the postal mailboxes, you look at any of these, you look at any mailboxes, period. You understand? Think of the brother Philip L. Downing. You understand? Because this is the brother, man, who sat here and invented that. And like I said, man, we letting the truth be told. You understand? Like Elder Terah says on his broadcast, let the truth be told. We're going to tell you the truth and nothing more. We don't have nothing else to give you if it's not of the truth. You understand? So all our classes that we do, everything is for edification. Everything is for edification, man, and edification to wake our people up, man. Want our people to come and rest with your brothers and your sisters, man, that are in this truth, that just want to see you come to the light, man, that want to see you get saved in these last days, man, that want you to get a righteous judgment from the Most High, that want to see you in the kingdom, Lord willing, we in the kingdom. You understand? To get beamed on those chariots and to sit up here, man, and watch this place burn down of all the lies and the rape, rob, and murder that they did to the apple of the Most High's eye, man. To watch all of that burn. And now we have sealed the original truth on us now. Now we know the truth and everything about us. You understand? Brother, you can bring out the next picture for me, King. Khan, this brother here, this is brother Benjamin, this is brother Dr. Benjamin Solomon Carson. You understand? Brother Benjamin Solomon Carson, you understand? In 1951, it says he was a surgeon and brain specialist. It says performed the very first successful separating of two counter jointed twins, jointed at the back of the head. So you know what I'm saying? He was the first that dealt with a family that had a children of twins whose heads was still stuck together on each other. You understand? And that really does happen in life, though. You understand? But he was the first doctor to actually sit up here and be the first successfulist to separate the two heads of twins jointed at the back of their heads. Pioneered the first successful neurosurgical procedures on the fetus inside a womb. You understand? Performed the first successful separation of a two tight vertical Cranopagus twins. Became the youngest chief and pediatric neurosurgeon in the country at the age of 33. He received over 60 honorable doctorated degrees. You understand? But meanwhile, this brother doesn't get no credit. Not in this kingdom, he don't. Not in this kingdom, he doesn't get none of that at all. You understand? It's like the brother just never existed, man. It's like the brother just never existed until we found this book right here. And so we found these books from our people, man, that shows the history about our people. You understand? You can go to the next one for me, King Baba Kushar. We have this sister here. Now, this sister, she was also an inventor. Her name was Sarah Bone. From 1832 to 1904, Sarah Bone invented the iron board in 1892. You understand? So to all our people that iron your clothes, you understand? And you got something that you can put your clothes on that the iron can now iron out your clothes. You understand? This is where this beautiful sister come into play, man. And we got to give the sister her flowers along with the brothers and sisters, you know, the other brothers and sisters. You understand?
Right.
We got to give them their flowers, man. You understand? Because if the Lord never revealed none of this, man, we wouldn't have knew none of this. We would have think so-called white man is doing this. But this is a sister that's doing this. This is a brother that's doing this, man. And like I said, these inventions are attained to the everyday life of what our people still use today in 2026. You understand? You can bring out the next one for me, Baba Kushar King. This is deep right here, man. This is very deep. This is very deep. You understand? We have another beautiful brother right here, Thomas L. Jennings. Now, Thomas L. Jennings, and from 1791 to 1856, it says first black to receive a patent for his invention. He was an inventor and invented the process for what we know today as the dry cleaning. You understand? In 1821, owned his own dry cleaning business in New York. Was the very first black, so-called black, to be granted a patent by the U.S. He invented what is today as dry cleaning. So that machine that's pressing and making your clothes look absolutely fit and brand new, going to the cleaners at the end of the day, when you get your clothes back, they got it all, they got the plastic put over it. You understand? They got the thing hung up on the hanger for you and whatnot. You understand? Your clothes is perm, like if you just bought it out the damn store or something. You understand?
Done.
But this is the brother right here, man, who invented that machine.
And who's eating off
not
that?
For nothing, isn't that machine still on your corner, still in your cleaning businesses around your neighborhoods?
Salakia.
You understand? Our people are still going and getting their clothes done to the cleaners. You understand?
Right. Salakia. And who's eating off the cleaners? It ain't the black man. Who's eating off the cleaners? Moab.
God.
Right? Every cleaners is Moab. They eating off it.
Look at that.
Right? Black man can't even, when you go on the cleaners, they look at you.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you go on the cleaners, they look at you like you crazy. The wicked Moab is owning all the cleaners in your neighborhood.
God,
right?
Bring that out.
They be losing your clothes and everything. They wicked. Yeah, but you know, that's what it is. They stealing all our inventions. They getting all the money off it.
God.
And that's why, man, I tell you, man, our people, we need to start extorting people in our neighborhood. Like, you can't have your business here. No cops can't come. You can't have your business here. You got to give up money every month. That's what the Italians do. They extorting everybody, and you got to stop. They extorting you. You got to pay them to stay there, right? And that's what we need to start doing. Extorting these damn wicked nations in our neighborhood, and it's not on a wicked level. It's not on a wicked level, but either you pay money to in this neighborhood that you caking off in this neighborhood, or you don't have no store here. You don't have no business here. We got to start doing that. I mean, you know, it's a little too late in the game, I guess, for that. But you know, that's the type of stuff we got to do, man. That's the type of stuff that should be done. Man. Can't have your store in here. Nah, they don't allow that in other neighborhoods. Only our neighborhoods allow that.
King. That's mighty. Yes. That's definite facts right there, man. You understand? You know, that's definite facts. Yes, man. You see a lot today of Moab. You know, you see a lot today of the, you know, I'm surprised. When I used to live up in the Bronx, I was very surprised that the cleaning spot that was like maybe 10 minutes away from me was actually a Ephraimite that was running that was running it. But everywhere else, Moab is all in that, man. It ain't just the liquor stores and the hair salons and all that. You know,
right.
Yeah, he jumping on the dry cleaning business as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you know, like I said, we get, you know, in this kingdom here, we get no credit for nothing. We get no credit for nothing. You understand? And that's why these other nations are going to get double. You understand? This is why you're going to get double. You understand? For all the things that you have done to us, man. You understand?
Right.
Stealing our identities, man. Stealing our damn inventions. You understand? Basically stealing everything, man. Stealing every goddamn thing, man. You understand? This is why they got to get double for what they do. You understand? You could go to the next one for me, Baba Kushar. God. This brother here, this is Granville T. Woods. Brother Granville T. Woods from 1856 to 1910. It says he was a mechanical and electrical engineer known as the Black Edison. Now notice that. You understand? No, they try to tell you Con Edison did it today. You understand? They try to throw it and say, no, Con Edison did that. But here it is. He was known as the Black Edison. Patent over 60 registered inventions. Invented the telephone transmitter, the trolley wheel, the electric telegraphic system. This system allowed moving trains to communicate, helping to avoid collision and danger on the tracks. So how the tracks be moving for the train to go this way while the other train is going this way, this beautiful brother invented that right there. But like I said, not a crumb of credit goes to this man. Even with the patent and the rewards that he get, you understand, they still, after giving that to him, still try to push him off from not even being seen, from not even being recognized of who that inventor was. That established that. You understand? And this is how we know we the salt of the earth. Like, look how the Most High put the talents, man. Because these inventions are contained off of the talents, man. Look at the talents that our people have to make things that even here we are today, 2026, and it's going to be next year, the year after, all the way to the Most High predicts martial law, till he now has the missiles and the nukes hitting everything, till now the second coming of Yahushua. But till that comes, you understand, this is still going to be a part of everyday life right here. You understand? This is going to be a part of everyday life that our people are going to be using when they on the trains. You understand? This is real right here, man. This is real and this is beautiful, man. Known as the Black Edison, man. But meanwhile, the white man to say, no, Con Edison did that. Thomas Edison did that. You understand?
Right.
Trump put all that, but can't prove nothing.
Salakia. And you see how they call him the Black Edison? He ain't the Black Edison. Edison is the White Woods.
God.
You see? Edison didn't exist before him. He's not the right? Black Edison. Edison is the white Granville T. Woods. Right. Wicked.
God, okay. God. It's wicked as hell, man. Wicked as hell, man. You understand? And that just shows you how that just shows you, man, like these people have no mindset when it comes to doing anything. The only thing that so-called white man has invented that he is the best for inventing is the rape, the robbing, and the murdering of all other people's stuff, especially, most importantly, the children of Israel. You understand? Most importantly, the children of Israel. So not only did this man make that, but he also helped dispatchers locate trains. He also invented the third rail track. So your subways today, that third rail that they said, man, don't ever jump on that. Don't ever go near that. You understand? He was the inventor for that third rail. And that third rail is the basic rail that is really making that train move. You understand? And it says, which is used electronically to pull trains forward. So there's no line on it. That third rail is what helps pull the train to move forward. You understand? And it says he also invented the steam boiling furnace. You understand? But like I said, in this wicked ass kingdom, excuse my language, Israel, our brothers and sisters, man, our people in general will never get that credit. You understand? And I mean, you know, not only the talents, you know, look how beautiful the talents that we have. And we talking about the talent that goes all the way back to Noah. All the way back to Noah, the inventor of making that boat, man, making the ark. all the way down to us today, man. You understand? Even to our beautiful brothers and sisters, man, that you know have talents, even in this business, even in HOI. You understand? You know, all blessings, man, all praises to, you know, the sisters. You know, want to give shout out to Sister Yash, that, you know, that does garments. You understand? That does crowns. You understand? It's not just all about, oh, you could put some fringes on a shirt. You understand? Me personally, I wouldn't even know where to start to put fringes on the shirt and sew it at the end of the day, to make it look official and make it look like how she does it, man. To our beautiful brother, let him rest in power, Brother Shammai. You understand how beautiful talent he was with the staffs. You understand? This is part of invention as well, man. And even our brothers and sisters today, we're still inventing today. You understand? From the garments to the fringes on the shirts. You understand? To the staffs. You understand? All of that, man. You understand? The zeeks at the end of the day. You know, the menorahs that are being made. You know, all of that, man. You understand? That is still part of that. We're still a part of those invention status right there. You understand? And we come from the root of that. You understand? So we got to thank Noah, man. We got to thank the Most High for the talents that he put, that goes all the way back to our forefather Noah. Man. You understand? And I can't even imagine of just seeing how the brother by himself put all that of that boat together by himself. The Lord said, this is the wood you was going to use, the cypress wood. This is what you were going to use. You were going to use this. You were going to use that. And with no hesitation of the doubt, the ark was made, man. The ark was made off of one individual, man. Not a group of men, not a group of people, man, of construction. You understand? Our forefather Noah was the constructor by himself, man. All commanded by the Most High. You understand? That even comes all the way down to brothers and sisters today that do clothing, that do the garments. You understand? If our brother Shammai was still here, man, you understand? He'd be lacing somebody up right now with a beautiful staff. You understand? You know, the same that goes with brother Shammai. Like, you know, where would I even know where to start to even take a damn stick, man, and do the carvings and put all the decorations, make everything stick, make everything, you know, look the way that he used to make it look, man. You know, I used to look at some brothers' staffs and I used to be like, God damn, man, how does Shammai do that? You know, how does Shammai really do that at the end of the day, man? And there was times he used to tell me, like, you know, he's like, you know, I'm still learning. I'm like, how? How are you still learning, brother? It's like, brother, you mastered that, man. You understand? You mastered that. You know, so when we look at this right here, man, you know, even to our brothers and sisters today that is inventing, you understand, through the clothings, through the staffs, through making garments and everything like that, man. Hey, man, we got to give y'all a round of applause too, man. We got to give y'all your flowers too. You understand? Because like I said, y'all, little do you know, you're inventors today as well. You understand? You're inventors today, man, of installing Hebrew business. You understand? For our people to go back to the dress code and ways how the Most High has us in these last days. You understand? So, you know, all the brothers and sisters of HOI that make garments, that does staffs, make crowns, you understand, make the armbands and everything like that. You understand? Hey, man, you are well saluted, man. You are well saluted at the end of the day. You understand? You know, you're a beautiful fabric. You understand, when it comes to the installments of the inventions, and not for nothing, not everybody's blessed to have that. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't get me wrong. The Most High blesses us with different types of talents. You understand? But to the brothers and sisters whose talents, man, go into putting on clothing, when it comes down to clothing, when it comes down to things that attain with the Most High and whatnot, hey man, we got to give you your blessings. And that goes all the way back to our brothers and sisters of the inventions and you know, back in that time. You understand? You know, even our forefathers or brothers that were, you know, also inventors on certain things as well. And like I said, that goes back to the root of Noah and the ark, man. You understand? Who in my book, man, was actually like the first, and you know, that goes all the way back, not even to Noah, that goes all the way back to the inventor of the Most High, man, who invented the universe, who invented the galaxies, man. You understand? The planets. You understand? The planet that we on today. You understand? An element to give light to the day for us. Element to give the elements of stars and the moon to give us light at night, man. You understand? Everything and everything that's in it. You understand? The true inventor, the original inventor. You understand? The original inventor. And look how beautiful the Most High invented that, man. So we can basically see why our inventions, man, you know, is so spontaneous, man. It's so amazing. You understand? Because we get that from our Father, man. We get that from our Heavenly Father. You understand? You can go to the next one for me, Mighty Kane. We about to round it up. We about to wind it down and whatnot.
Salakia.
Just got like maybe
Yahweh.
If I'm not mistaken, we got King.
Gone. Now I just want to bring out a precept.
Yeah, King, bring that out, King.
Khan, this is the book of Job, chapter 6, verse 6. Right? So it says, can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? And that's just going on your whole lesson, right? What can be eaten without salt? What can be eaten without flavor? Right? It's just bland. It's plain. Right? Or is there any taste? Is there any taste in the white? In the white man? There's no taste in the white race. Right? So, yeah, man, they ain't got no flavor. We the flavor of the earth. Without us, there's no earth. Without us, there's nothing going on in the earth. They need us. And we in the white man's world. But without us, his world can't move. Right? So yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, we the salt of the earth, bottom line, man. We bring the flavor, we bring the swag and everything. And that's just what it is. And it's gonna always continue to be that way. And it's a good class, man. Good class on the salt of the earth, man. All praises.
That's the truth, King. All praises, Khan. All praises, King. Khan. And that's plain upon tables, man. That is plain upon tables. You understand? That is plain upon tables right there, man. You know, the credit is going to be outstanding in the kingdom. You know, to the credit that we will never receive here. You know, and truth be told, man, that just really shows how special you really are. You know, that just shows how beautiful our people are in these last days, man. Even the ones that are out here wicked as hell, man. You understand? They don't even realize and understand how precious and beautiful they are. You understand?
Right.
But we're going to jump onto this next brother right here. This brother here, his name is Gerald Lawson. From 1940 to 2011, he was the inventor to electronic engine. He was electronic engineer. Invented the pioneer of the very first home video game system in the 1970s by creating a Fairchild Channel F, the very first home video game system, and interchangeable cartridges with a console. So when you look at back in the days when we had Genesis, when we had the Sega Genesis, when you had Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, Atari, you know, ColecoVision, you know what I'm saying? All the way up to today, a PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. You understand? This brother here, man, is the inventor. Neo Geo and all that. You understand? And I remember back in the days when I used to have the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, you know, men back in the days, you damn near blew all the air out your lungs, blowing into the damn cartridge.
Trying to blow the cartridge out.
And put it into the game so it could turn on. You understand? But this is the brother of the pioneer. This is the brother that opened up that. You understand? And I ain't going front. I still play a little bit of my games today. You know, I mean, I don't do it as much, you know, I don't do it as much now because, you know, I got a beautiful rib now, you know, so I, you know, most of my time and gender, I want to give to her. Most of my time and gratitude, I give to her. You know what I'm saying? But my little times here and there and whatnot, you know, my little days off and whatnot, you know, I'll sit up here for an hour or two. You understand? No shame in it, you know, but yeah, this is the man who opened up the door to that. You understand? The root to that, you know, of all game systems that are being played by children and adults today. You know what I'm saying? So yes, man, this is a you know, beautiful time to know about these things, man. You can go to the next one for me, Mighty Kane Baba Kushaw. Khan. This is another beautiful sister right here. Her name is Shirley Ann Jackson. In 1946, she was a nuclear physics physicist. I'm sorry, an engineer. It says she inventor of the portable fax machine, the touch tone phone, the solar cell, the caller ID and call waiting, and fiber optic cables. You understand? So your cables that you plug up, you know, to your computers, you know, your chargers that are to your phones and everything. You understand? To your cell phones. You understand? Your house phones and everything and whatnot. You understand? When you at your job and you know, your boss tells you, oh, excuse me, can you just fax this to me real quick? Now you could do it on your phones now. You understand? But this sister right here, she's the door opener to that. You understand? She's the door opener, you understand, to inventing the portable fax machine, touch tone phone, solar cell, caller ID and all that. You understand? She's the inventor to that right there. You can go to the next one for me, Mighty Kane Baba Kushaw.
That's some mighty information.
Say that again, King.
That's some mighty information, King.
King, all praises, man. All praises. And I really want to give all praises to Elder Terah. You know, Elder Terah had these books. You know, he had a few of these books. And you know, I saw these books and I got very inspired on them, man. And you know, the elder was like, you know, for $55, you know, I got 5 books, but these were one of these books right here, you know. And I got another book of Holiday Hustle, 500 Years of Deception, you know, some very, very beautiful books that connect, you know, to the prophecy and history of our, you know, of our nation, of our people today. You know, so shout out to, you know, Elder Terah, you know, for these mighty books as well, you know, and bringing it, you know, to brothers' attention and whatnot, because, you know, the information in here is very, very beautiful, man. You know, very beautiful. And like I said, this is time for our people to wake up to understand these things. You know,
That's right.
you'd be surprised of looking at some of these things and looking at knowing that your people invented these things. These will, you'd be surprised that, that can also inspire our people to come back to the Most High as well. You understand? Seeing that, damn, man, we've done things. We did things besides of just being street hood and, hood niggas and, bad BITCHs and just a baddie. And, it's a lot more to that. You know what I'm saying? But a beautiful thing that, our people, man, inventing this, man. And like I said, it goes all the way back through the Most High that uses man and woman for the instruments of his work. You understand? Whether it's good, whether it's evil. You understand? The Lord can use man or woman, you understand, to do his work. You understand? So all praises go to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High by Shem HaMashiach Momalaki Awashai, man. You understand? All praises to that. The next brother right here. This brother's name is Henry T. Sampson. Henry T. Sampson is a scientist and inventor. He invented the Grammar electric cell in 1968, the first cell phone, a direct conversation energy device, convert energy from the radiation of high energy gamma rays into electricity, inventor of the first electric cell phone. So all these cell phones we look at today, you understand, T-Mobile, goddamn Sprint, Mint Mobile, Cricket, Boost Mobile, you understand, all these different models of the iPhone, all the different models of the Samsung, you understand, we have to thank this brother right here. You understand? The Nokia phones, everything that you see, if you can see on the picture, you understand, of cell phones, you understand, this brother right here is the door opener to that. You understand? He's the true inventor to that right there. You understand? So beautiful shout out to brother Henry T. Sampson for the cell phone, and to all the brothers and sisters that we know now of who the true inventors are, man. You understand? And we know, man, Psalms 58:3 tells it all, man. You understand? Esau, so-called white man, he come out the womb telling lies. That man's goddamn Google Gaga when he was a damn child was a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how real that it gets, man. You understand? His damn Google Gaga was a damn lie. Before that man was able to say dada or mama, his Google Gaga was a damn lie. The first little sound he brought out his damn mouth as an infant was a goddamn lie. You know what I'm saying? Right. Straight up and down, man. You understand? We ain't gonna play with it, man. Like the elder say in his broadcast, let the truth be told, man. And not for nothing, man. We're not hating. We're not hating, man. We're exposing. You understand? A lot of people can't handle the truth, man. They can't handle this justice, man, of this truth that we reveal. You understand? And we got no problem with it. We got no problem with it, man. We do this all day and night. All day and night. You understand? And we love it, man. We love it. Because now we understanding more of our people who they are. And like I said, it roots back to the Bible. It roots back to the history, of the rulership. Everything. Everything from our forefathers in the Bible, our sisters that are in the Bible, you understand, to our sisters and brothers today, man. You understand? So this is a beautiful time. You can give me the last one, Kane Baba Kushar. Now, this brother here, his name is Julian Francis Abel. Julian Francis Abel, the Duke University Chapel. It says Julius Francis Abel designed the architect and architected the Duke University Chapel located in Durham, North Carolina. You understand? So for brothers that, you know, brothers of HOI, I know Choney, I know brother Choney and them are down there in North Carolina. You understand? If you ever know where the Duke University Chapel is at, and you see that building, that brother was the architect. He was the design maker to making the architect of that building that is still over there, still planted and still standing over there in North Carolina today, over there in Durham, North Carolina. You understand? So yes, man, these are beautiful inventors right here, man. You understand? Inventors in all different talents that the Most High gave them. You understand? Real quick, Kane, let me get Psalms chapter. Let me get, not Psalms. Let me get the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse 50. Yeah, couple of like two more precepts, and we're gonna wind it down and whatnot. I know it's getting a little late. I know, brothers and sisters, gotta work and whatnot. I know some got things to do tomorrow and whatnot, man. But I know our people always got time for the Most High, man. Always got time for the Most High, man. Shall always have the time for the Most High. You understand? The Most High, man, is waking us up in these days, man. Like he told us in Jeremiah 1 and 5, I knew you was going to be a prophet even when you was in the womb. You understand? So, I know brothers can be tired and whatnot, man, but, when it comes down to the Most High, man, we got to do our thing, man. We got to give it all for the Most High, man. It's a blessing that the Most High is directing our paths, waking us up in these days, and for you brothers, man, that are chose, man, by the Most High to, walk in his ways, acknowledge his laws and commandments. When can you ever get tired of doing the Lord's work, man? You know what I'm saying? But I know brothers and sisters got to, work tomorrow and whatnot. I know you got to get your rest and everything, man. But, we're going to wind it down with a couple of more scriptures, and then we're going to light out the Lord's Prayer. And, we're going to call it a beautiful night, man. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the brothers and sisters, that are on the live tonight. All praises to my brother Gabar Ash, man. Beautiful reading as always, King. You've been a beautiful reader since day one, King. Seriously, man. Very
That's
sincere.
right.
Very sincere, just like your raps, King. Just like your
All
flows, man.
praises. All praises to the Most High, man.
We're gonna bring that out right now. So yeah, you can bring that out for me, King. St. Mark, chapter 9 and verse 50.
Come on, this is the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 50. It's the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 50. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its saltness, wherewith will ye season it? Have salt in yourselves, and have peace with one another.
There you go, man. You know what I'm saying? We that salt is in us right here. You understand? And we say it all the time. What does salt sit up here and provide? Provides flavor. Without salt, man, how can anything be seasoned? You know what I'm saying? How can anything taste good?
Right.
How can anything, look right on forms without the salt? So we're basically that salt. We're the true seasoning of this earth, man. Even through the wickedness and everything that's going on this earth. You understand? We're providing the flavor. We're providing the flavor to the fullest. And this is why the Lord has us dominate everything. This is why the Lord told us, man, I have you above all people. I have you as a nation above all other nations that are on the face of the earth. You understand? And even to other nations that, cook a good meal and all that, that comes off of the root of us We're the
Right.
inventors when it comes to that salt as well, man. You understand? So if you cooking good, you got that from us. You understand? We not, like I said, we don't hate. We just telling the truth of what it is, that a lot of people through their emotions and their feelings just don't want the truth to be told the way it is. You understand? So if the salt is not flavorless, man, it's not saltless, man. If it's saltless, how can it season? You understand? So if we weren't here, you understand, this goddamn earth to just be a bland, no flavor, goddamn, kingdom at the end of the day. You understand? Nothing will go. It'll be like oil and water. It just don't mix at the end of the day without us. You understand? This place will turn into a big damn thing of oil and water together. You understand? So to brothers and sisters that are new, that are watching the live, you understand, the Lord is talking about that salt and that flavor, is that flavor and that salt of the spirit of you. You understand? You are that salt. You are that flavor to this earth. You understand? And as much as they hate us, they need us at all times.
That's right.
As much as they hate us, man, they still need you at the end of the day. Because we're the ones that are still sitting up here and keeping this society the way it is. You understand?
Right.
Which is wicked though, but is utilized through our flavor though. You understand? But it's going to come to a time where all that is going to stop. And the original flavor is going to be even more flavorful than what it already is. You understand? And not for nothing, in that day, you understand, these other nations are going to see our true flavor. They think they seeing something now. You understand? Real quick, Kane, you can give me Luke. You can give me St. Luke chapter 14 and verse 34, King. Yeah, Luke chapter
14
and
verse
verse
34.
34, and we're going to end it off with that right there.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 14,
Luke
verse
14 and 34.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 34. Give a chance for everybody to get it. This is the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse number 34. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be seasoned?
There you go. Where shall it be seasoned? You understand? Salt is good. You understand? The Lord is requiring of letting us know you're that salt. You're good. You know, that salt is good. You understand? So, everything, man, everything, that we see that's on the earth today, you understand, is because of the flavor of our people, man, the seasoning of our people. It can't get no better than that. You understand? It can't get no better than that. And I really pray out for brothers and sisters, man, that will wake up to that, man. You understand? Knowing your flavor of who you are in these last days. You understand? Knowing how special you are. You understand? You're like the salt that is the flavor to the food that you eat. You understand? Even when Mom Dukes and Grandma Dukes, your aunts and them, they'll put down the fine dish at the end of the day. You understand? And they'll put it down to the point where you don't even need to put no more flavor because it's already flavored. And you still sprinkle a little bit of salt on that bad boy just to provide what? More beautiful flavor. So this is a beautiful time, man, of, knowing how special our people are, showing that, the true works of our people. You understand? The inventions of our people in these days. You understand? Our inventors of our brothers and sisters in the past. You understand? all the way up to the past of our beautiful forefather of our brother Noah, all the way up to the main and true inventor, which is the Most High Yahweh. You understand? You know, so when you really look at it, man, look how, you know, the Most High is that salt, man. He is that natural flavor. And that's why we have that natural flavor today. You understand? That's why we have that natural flavor. That's why we make everything look so good, man. You understand? Even in its wickedness, we make things look good.
Right.
You understand? Even to the righteous acts, man, we make it look so beautifully good. You understand? A lot of these other nations, man, cultural vote, you know, all we want to be up in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Want to be a part of this, or, you know, just always cleaving. You understand? Just always cleaving. But we are that original salt that the earth is speaking about, man. We're that original salt that the Lord is speaking about, that the Most High is talking about. You are that salt of the children of Israel that the Bible is speaking about. You know, so for brothers and sisters that don't want to know that, man, hey, man, you just going to be a part of the blend in that day, man. But for those who know they flavor now, man, come on, man, come and rest with your brothers in this truth now. Come and you know, young sisters, period. Rest with your sisters that are in this truth now. You understand? Know our divine law. Know our positions that the Lord gave to us men and gave to y'all women. You understand? How to build up in these last days. You understand? How to motivate to keep your children to not depart away from this. You understand? That they go to school and, yeah, you know, the system is set up where, you know, they got to go to these damn schools, but at least he knows when he goes to school or she goes to school, she knows what Abraham Lincoln was really about. She'll know what George Washington was really about. She'll know what Thomas Jefferson was really about. And she will know that the real inventors, the real people, the inspiring people, God's chosen people is their people. You understand? That they'll see it, that these school systems is just a fake, man. It's just a damn, like the Matrix of just taking a blue pill. But my parents, man, my father, man, that's in this truth, he's that red pill, man. That's bringing me to truth and knowledge. You understand? Your mother that's following your father in this truth. You understand? Nourishing that same truth and knowledge. You understand? And that's how we're supposed to be in these last days, man. There's nothing wrong for us. We should stop being tired of being ashamed, you understand, of something that the Most High gave to us, man. This privilege belongs to us right here. Why should you be ashamed to sit up here and be credited for something that the Lord has only given to you? You understand? And a lot of our people just want to add everybody else into something that don't belong to them, man.
Right.
You understand? It's like bringing oil to clean water. And we all know oil and water don't mix, man. Why would you want to bring oil to clean water? You understand? Knowing that these people are the polluters of the earth, man. Why would you want to bring that to fresh water? And where that fresh water the Lord is talking about? But you want to bring everybody else into it and now just mess the water all up, man. You want the water to look like the damn beach water now, just brown. You know what I'm saying? Black and whatnot. You understand? You want to make it all dirty and everything when at one point in time, you know, we was clear. You know, but we're going to continue to keep pushing in this truth. We're going to continue to keep enduring in this truth, man. And, you know, All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, by Shem Mashiach, Malak Yahweh Shad. You know, just beautiful in the spirit, man. You know, want to give praises if I did some beautiful edification tonight. You know, showing our people, man, you know, just things that, you know, we have done, you know, things that not for nothing is a major part of the society of this world today when it comes to the things of accessories that we still use in our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? You know, so for your food, when you open up that refrigerator, you know, when it's hot as crazy outside and you're inside and it's too hot and you turn on that air condition, you understand? When you call one of your brothers on the phone, you understand, on your cell phone, on your house phone at the end of the day, you know, when you brushing your hair, combing your hair back, fixing up your waves, brothers, you understand? When you need your clothes clean and pressed because you don't feel like, you know, you don't want to mess them up in the laundry at the end of the day, you know, you're taking them to the cleaners. You understand? When you look at all these things, man, you know, these are your beautiful brothers and sisters that open the way for them. You understand? You know, when you come in at home and you turn on your light, man, turn on your living room light, turn on your kitchen light to eat your dinner and whatnot, man. You know, we got to think about these beautiful people that was in this book right here. You understand? Because these people are the door openers and the roots to everything, man, that we are inspired of using still to this very day. You understand? So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach, Malak Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Yahweh of HOY, and J / Boston, Massachusetts. And hope that I gave a very beautiful edification class tonight and whatnot. Just, you know, it's all through the spirit of how the Most High put it. And, you know, love each and every one of my brothers and sisters. Love my nation, love my people. And, you know, we're going to continue to keep doing this until the Most High, you know, puts the works for Esau, so-called white man, to shut all this down. You know, but this is food for thought right here. This is food to nourish right here. You understand? You know, thank these beautiful and mighty brothers and sisters, man, of our inventors that, you know, this wicked kingdom in society has swept under the rug. But guess what? Tonight we have lift up that rug to sit up there, man, and bring the light to them, man. You know, put that light on them and show our people, man, that, you know, our people are just not rappers and just damn entertainers, man.
That's
you
right.
understand? They're not just a goddamn puppet to this wicked society. You understand? You know, they do everything to sit up here and, you know, put this wickedness of this entertainment and everything just to knock off, you know, the real agenda of what our people were doing at one point in time. You understand? So all praises, man. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahweh Shai. All praises to my beautiful family, man, spiritual family of HOY. You understand? Beautiful, beautiful time, man. And with that, I want to give a couple of seconds of at least a nice little minute to brothers and sisters. You know, we want to get anointed and whatnot. I want to call out for the Lord's Prayer, and we can make this a wrap right here. So I want to give at least a nice little 30 seconds.
Hey, Salakia, King.
If it's not a problem.
Yeah, Salak, if you can hear me, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer, and then after that, we'll close out with this video.
Yeah,
sum up your whole lesson. Because this is a good video. Everybody should definitely watch. So let's go with the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll close out with this video.
Praises, King.
Much needed video.
Yeah, Khan.
Might read it.
Khan, King.
God.
That's right.
So he said, that's right. Bro, I got a lot of good information today, boy. A lot of good information. Yeah.
Stuff I never heard of that.
It's fire. Don't forget Bezalel, Aholiab, You know, Lord gave him the wisdom to create
God,
like
okay.
stuff with gold, silver, you know, the priestly garments, embroidery style. You know, the Maccabees, they made pyramids like our forefathers did. They made 7 pyramids with armor and all of that stuff in there, you know.
God,
Uzziah,
God,
who made
okay.
like the bull ram in war, the bull ram that was used for like the catapults and all of that to push through gates and everything. Like, we literally created everything through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem.
Wow, look at that.
Right, we did. We created everything. Right.
Everything.
Creators of the earth.
Yeah.
Everything we created. Yeah.
God. And there's another
God, okay.
video. There's
God.
another video, and it was a Jake that married a Moabite, and he told the Moabite chick that you shockingly made everything. She's like, wait, what? And it was a 12-minute video, and whatever she picked up, opened up the fridge. He said, yeah, black man created that. She sat down in the chair. Yeah, brother created that. She picked up the spoon. Yeah, a sister created that. She picked up the phone.
Right.
Yeah, a black sister created that. And she was like, wait, what the? Like, we created everything.
That's right.
You know?
God.
So
God.
But have this white man tell her we created nothing. That's what the world
We
thinks.
stole everything.
The world thinks, yeah, we didn't create nothing.
Stoplights.
Man, they'd be freezing cold in the winter right now without us.
Good. The heater, the cars.
Right.
See, keep you cool.
That's right.
Elevators.
God.
You don't got to walk up the stairs and 50 flights and all that. All right, come on, man. All right, give it at least 30 seconds. Let's close out with the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll end it off with this video.
Done.
Con, King.
Con.
You gonna bring it out, King?
Yeah. Con. Yep. All right, King. I got you. Call me, Sean.
Okay, Con.
All praise Yahweh Baal Shem El Shai, Bahashem Rachakadash. Shemai Yasher Allah, Yahweh Allah Haynawa, Yahweh Ahad, Abinawa Shabbat Shemayim Kodash Haya Shamke Yahweh, Malakovka Taba'a Ritzaka, Haya Aisha Ba'aratiza, Kawa Haya Bashemayim, Natalanawa Laham Hayawam, Wasalachnawa, Chabuafnawa, Kasalachnawa, Chabuafinawa, Wala'at Tabiainawa, Banasayawan, Abul Hawashainawa, Mayan Rai Kaya Laka, Hamalakwaf, Waha'ala, Wahataparaf, Lai Walamyam, Amen. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our debts, we forgive our debtors, and lead us not in temptation, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. God, Abner, you can play the video. I'll step down. Call me, inshallah. Mighty cloud.
Inventors like. Welcome to the part 1 of our series on the 100 black inventions that changed the world. For too long, the media has ignored the achievements of black inventors, making it seem like they weren't as smart or talented. In school, we learn about things like the light bulb, electricity, and other important discoveries from inventors like Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Benjamin Franklin. But we don't hear about the incredible inventions made by black inventors. It's time to change that. Today, we embark on a journey to unearth a legacy that has long been ignored, a series that unveils the untold stories of 100 black inventions that changed the world. These black inventors, whose names have been shrouded in darkness, refuse to let their history hold them back. Their intelligence and resilience propelled them forward, defying the barriers of slavery, discrimination, and racism. In this episode, we're going to share their stories and tell you about the amazing things they invented that changed our lives. Before we get right into the video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all the parts in this series and keep informed of our eye-opening black narrative. Number 100, 3-light traffic light. The 3-light traffic signal we see today has greatly improved our safety on the roads, but very few people know that the traffic signal was inspired by the invention of a black person. The person behind this brilliant invention was Garrett Morgan, an African-American businessman and inventor. He lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and was the first black person in the city to own a car. In 1922, he witnessed an accident between a horse-drawn carriage and a car, which inspired him to find a way to prevent such accidents in the future. At that time, police officers were responsible for directing traffic, but it was difficult for drivers to see them, and their signals were limited to just stop and go. This made it hard for drivers to navigate through traffic. So Morgan came up with a new idea. He invented a traffic signal that had folding arms with signs that said stop and go. The signal would be placed on a post above the road, making it easier for drivers to see. He also added a third position where the signal could be raised halfway, indicating caution. This was like the modern yellow signal that we see today. To operate the signal, a traffic attendant would turn a crank, raising the post and showing the appropriate sign. If necessary, the attendant could stop all lanes by showing the stop sign. Morgan's invention was patented in 1923, and he sold the rights to General Electric for $40,000. Number 99, home security system. The 1960s were one of the most dangerous times in American history, and for a black woman whose husband was always working at odd hours, staying alone in her home at night left Marie Van Britten Brown feeling pretty vulnerable. Unfortunately, their neighborhood had a high crime rate, and Marie was concerned about the slow response time of the police. In response to this, Marie came up with the first home security system when she was 40 years old. Initially, their invention consisted of 4 small windows, a movable camera, TV screens, and microphones. The cameras could move from one window to another. These cameras were connected to TV screens inside Marie's home. By using the TV screens, Marie could see who was at her door without actually having to be there physically or open the door. The microphones were also important as they allowed Marie to communicate with the person outside without having to face them directly or open the door. Marie Van Britten Brown's invention of the home security system has had a significant impact on the security systems we have today. Her innovative idea paved the way for further developments and improvements in security systems that are still used today. Number 98, folding bed. In 1885, African-American inventor Sarah Good would create one of the most famous inventions designed for maximum comfort. Her patented folding bed would inspire the modern-day Murphy bed. Being a furniture store owner, she saw a business opportunity and made an audacious move. When Sarah Good heard about the problem of limited space in Chicago apartments, she wanted to help. She invented a bed that could fold up and be hidden, similar to the Murphy bed we know today. It was like a cabinet that could turn into a desk, with spaces for writing supplies. Sarah's goal was to make the bed easy to lift and keep in place when folded, and to provide extra support in the middle when unfolded. In 1885, Sarah Good became one of the first African-American women to get a patent for her invention of the folding bed. Number 97, protective mailbox. In October 27, 1891, Philip B. Downing was granted a patent that changed the mail system forever. That patent was for a street letter box, essentially the mailbox we see all around the country, where you can post a letter any time of day. In the early 1800s, U.S. citizens posted and received their mail via a post office. People would need to travel far distances to visit their local post office for their mailing needs, so there was a need for a better, more convenient solution. Downing designed the mailbox that we all recognize today, a metal box with 4 legs. This invention changed the need to go to the post office in order to mail a letter. It included a hinged door that kept bad weather such as rain and snow from damaging the mail, and also a safety feature making the mail secure until it is picked up by postal employees. The Downing letterbox patent became the basis of the letterbox we have today. Number 96, blood banks. It's impossible to determine how many hundreds of thousands of people would have lost their lives without the contributions of African-American inventor Dr. Charles Drew. This physician, researcher, and surgeon revolutionized the understanding of blood plasma, leading to the invention of blood banks. During World War II, there was a great need for blood transfusions due to the large number of casualties. but there were challenges in transporting and preserving blood for long periods. Recognizing this problem, Drew focused his research on finding a solution. He developed a method to store and preserve plasma, which is a vital component of blood, separately from whole blood. This allowed plasma to be stored for longer periods without losing its life-saving properties. He also came up with the idea of blood banking, which involves collecting, testing, and storing blood so it can be used for transfusions when needed. Drew's work was a game changer. It not only helped save many lives during the war, but also paved the way for advancements in blood transfusion techniques. His ideas and innovations laid the foundation for the modern blood banking system that we rely on today. Number 95, refrigerated trucks. In the world of modern transportation and logistics, refrigerated trucks play a vital role in ensuring the safe and efficient delivery of perishable goods. Behind this groundbreaking invention stands an extraordinary mind, that of Frederick McKinley Jones, an African-American inventor whose innovative spirit transformed the way we transport and preserve temperature-sensitive items. In the late 1930s, Jones was approached by Joseph A. Numero, an entrepreneur in the cinema industry. Numero needed a way to transport perishable items like food and medicine without them spoiling during long trips. Recognizing Jones's skills, Numero asked for his help. Jones took on the challenge and came up with an ingenious solution, a portable cooling system that could be added to existing trucks. This transformed ordinary trucks into refrigerated vehicles, allowing perishable goods to be transported over long distances while keeping them fresh. Jones's invention had a significant impact on various industries, including food, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare. It made global trade easier by enabling the transportation of perishable goods to faraway markets. Number 94, automatic elevator doors. On the 11th of October, 1887, a highly skilled barber, inventor, and businessman named Alexander Miles received a patent for a technology that would revolutionize the way we use high-rise buildings forever. His invention? Automatic elevator doors. Though a seemingly small milestone in the history of technology, his innovative design made the use of elevators infinitely easier and safer, earning him a spot in the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Whatever the reason, Alexander had identified just how dangerous the elevators of the 19th century were. As they had to be opened manually, either by an operator or the passengers themselves, people were often at risk of plummeting down the shaft with horrific injury. Miles's design included a flexible belt attached to the elevator cage, with drums positioned on it to indicate if the elevator had reached a floor. When this occurred, the doors would automatically open and close by means of levers and rollers. The influence of his elevator patent is still seen in modern designs, and the automatic opening and closing of elevator and elevator shaft doors have become a standard feature. Number 93, Super Soaker Summer just wouldn't be the same without Lonnie Johnson's invention. Johnson was an aerospace engineer for NASA who happened to invent the popular children's toy. In 1982, Air Force and NASA engineer Lonnie Johnson conceived of the idea of a pressurized water gun after shooting a powerful stream of water in his bathroom while performing experiments for a new type of refrigeration system. This experimentation, which resulted in Johnson shooting a stream of water across his bathroom into the tub, led directly to the development of the Power Drencher, the precursor to the Super Soaker. Number 92, tissue holder. Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner, along with her sister, was a wizard of making your trip to the bathroom as pleasant as possible. They both invented a toilet tissue holder in the 1970s, which they share a patent on. This invention was created with the purpose of eliminating the problem of grasping the free end of a toilet paper roll, which happens when the free end of the paper is positioned tightly against the remainder of the roll. This invention helps by always keeping the toilet paper in an accessible position, making it more convenient to get a roll of paper right when you need it. Number 91, peanut butter. Generally, when people think of famous African-American inventors, one of the first names that springs to mind is George Washington Carver. Perhaps most famously, Carver's inventions included the discovery of over 300 different uses for peanuts, such as making cooking oil, axle grease, and printer's ink. Carver was the first African-American student accepted to Iowa State and quickly became a campus leader and excelling in botany and horticulture. After finishing his education, George Washington Carver was convinced by Booker T. Washington to serve as the Director of Agriculture at the upstart Tuskegee Institute. Though the job offered very little in terms of pay, Carver took the position and ran with it. It was there he devised his method of crop rotation. Through the system, crops flourished, but a large surplus of peanuts also developed. This led George Washington Carver to develop alternate uses for the peanut. Today, everyone and their dog can thank George Washington Carver for the invention of peanut butter. Number 90, laser phaco. Imagine living in a world ranging from hazy, clouded vision to that of total darkness for 30 years. Before 1985, that was the plight of those with cataracts who did not want to risk surgery with a mechanical grinder. As a noted ophthalmologist and famous black inventor, Dr. Patricia Bath dedicated her life to the treatment and prevention of visual impairments. Her personal belief that everyone has the right to sight led to her invention in 1985 of a specialized tool and procedure for the removal of cataracts. With the laser phaco probe and procedure, Dr. Bath increased the accuracy and results of cataract surgery, which had previously been performed manually with a mechanical grinder. With the laser phaco probe invention and the development of the procedure for its use, Dr. Bath helped restore the sight of several people who had been blinded by cataracts for up to 30 years. Number 89, automatic gear shift. Richard Spikes was a well-known inventor whose automatic transmission for the car gears and other automotive-related inventions transformed the transportation industry. Spikes invented the gear shift to help keep the gears constant for different speeds, which also helps people to drive up hills. In December 1932, Spikes received a patent for an automatic gear shift device based on automatic transmission for automobiles and other motor vehicles. Number 88, dustpan. The first dustpan was invented in 1858 by American inventor T. McNeil, for which he was granted a United States patent. However, it was Lloyd P. Ray's improvement that gave us the dustpan we all recognize today. The African-American inventor made improvements to the dustpan by the addition of a short wooden handle and a collection plate made of metal, and this invention was patented in 1897. The addition of a metal plate and a short wooden handle allowed sweepers to collect trash without getting their hands dirty. Due to the convenience it provided, Ray's invention quickly became a household staple. Number 87, gold tee golf was totally a different sport before Dr. George Grant came along. Prior to the invention of the wooden tee at the turn of the 19th century, golfers made tees out of sand. Courses would supply each hole with a box of wet sand from which the golfer would fashion a raised mound using either his hands or a cone-shaped mold. In 1899, Boston dentist Dr. George Grant, frustrated with this tedious and messy process, invented a wooden golf tee. However, it wasn't until William Lowell, another dentist, invented the ready tee in the early 1920s that using a wooden tee became common practice. Number 86, lawn sprinkler. African-American inventor Joseph H. Smith improved upon the lawn sprinkler by patenting the first rotary head lawn sprinkler in 1897 that sprayed water in two directions. In 1898, he was granted a second patent for modifications and improvements to his original design. His invention eliminated the need to drag a hose over the lawn and reposition it periodically to ensure a relatively even watering of the lawn. Number 85, modern toilet. Thanks to Thomas Elkins, your bathroom breaks are as comfortable as ever. While Elkins didn't outright invent the modern toilet, his improvements to the chamber commode would inspire the mechanics of the modern toilet. His patented design came with several amenities, including a bureau, mirror, book rack, washstand, table, easy chair, and earth closet or chamber stool. Over the years, the toilet would go through several modifications to become the porcelain throne it is today. Number 84, ringing mop. In 1893, Thomas W. Stewart would devise an invention that would make cleaning less of a back-breaking labor. The ringing mop we know today was inspired by his invention, which provided a way to care for the slate, stone, or marble floors that were a feature of the homes of the aristocracy, and later the middle classes. Thanks to his invention of a clamping device that could wring water out of the mop by using a lever, floor cleaning was not nearly the chore it once was. Number 83, reversible stroller. Modern-day reversible strollers and baby carriages are the work of African-American inventor W. H. Richardson. Although the first baby carriage was invented in 1733 by William Kent for the Duke of Devonshire, its lavish design made it harder for everyday individuals to have access to them. However, Richardson patented a new type of baby carriage on June 18, 1889, that was more efficient and affordable. The design featured wheels that could turn 360 degrees in a smaller turning radius. The bassinet was also designed so it could face out or in towards the parent. Over a century later, his invention is still a popular choice among parents. Number 82, biscuit cutter. By 1863, A.P. Ashbourne worked as a caterer, having amassed a respected following in Pennsylvania. He catered weddings and buffets of the wealthy elite in Philadelphia and was selected as one of a handful of local caterers for the 1863 Emancipation celebration held in the city. While attending this event, Ashbourne noticed that the biscuits were simply hand-patted and lacked any real form. He began a decade-long process to create a device, a spring-loaded biscuit cutter, that would guarantee a uniform shape and size. His patented cutter had a board to load and unload biscuits easily. At the time, his invention brought convenience and accuracy to the flour-based food product. Number 81, airplane propelling. While the Wright brothers designed and constructed the world's first practical fixed-pitch propeller, it was black inventors, among many others, that would improve the mechanics to be what it is today. In 1920, African-American inventor James Sloan Adams was granted a patent for a new and improved propelling means for airplanes, which utilized the stored-up energy of a spring to the fullest advantage for driving the airplane forward. This rounds up the part 1 of our series on the 100 black inventions that changed the world. From lawn sprinklers, home security systems, to traffic light signals, black individuals have continuously defied the odds and left an indelible mark on our world. It is time to celebrate their triumphs and acknowledge their countless inventions that have revolutionized our society. In the next part of this series, we will share even more audacious inventions, scientific breakthroughs, technological marvels, and groundbreaking discoveries done by black inventors. As always, don't forget to
Yeah.